up against 100 Blifted. Charlotte Phoenix, as you guys see on your screen there with the really cool graphics. Thank you, eUnited Studios, for putting this together. You'll see that it is a 1-0 lead for Charlotte Phoenix. And right now, it looks like it's going to be a slow piece on to B. Spirit peeking around the corner, seeing if he spots anyone in hookah. This is such an important part of the map to control.
So, got to remind you that this is, of course, Charlotte Phoenix's map pick. And if this is the map that they want to play, then they are going to be comfortable on it, right? So we'll see how they decide to play it. Grego in a tough spot in hookah. Casey will take him out. And now Ninja trying to get into position to get some of those refrags. There is one stuck in the back corner. It is, of course, KZ. Those shots will be sent flying, but unfortunately won't end up connecting. Now we'll see how the rest of this round starts to unfold. There's a lot of gunplay happening. Zalt will take out Ninja, but still no spike on the ground, and they're looking to push in.
Yeah, and the Phoenix is still hanging out over on A, as you see on the minimap, probably waiting to see if there's something. He's not going to be there any longer. However, excuse me, the Cypher gets taken out as Terms drops, and that's going to allow a pretty easy take. Here out onto A, Morg. You see if he spots anyone as well, and you see the cavalry is starting to rotate over from the spawn. The flash comes out, you hear the TPs go off, and that's what I love about this map. You can okie doke the other team so easily with those teleporters. The teleporters, you hear them go off across the map. Now they know it's a play on to B for sure. Spirit and KZ get one apiece as Vegas, Lex, Morgaus drop as well, and that's going to be one round, the opening round, in favor of Charlotte Phoenix.
So as we move on to this next round, we have a little bit of lull time to talk a little bit about some of this agent selection. And there's been a lot of changes on the opposite side for Team Ninja, of course. Vegas sticking to what his guns are. Lex switching from Sage to Breach. That's got to be key. And Morg, of course, switching from Jet to Phoenix. So that difference in play might actually be a big difference maker. But the biggest question mark that is left on the map here, Doug, is no Sage.
Yeah, super interesting. And it's even more interesting to consider it's from both teams, right? I understand one team maybe not wanting to make that play, but look at Morgan, the aggression gets one, Exalt, and Terms get one as well, as what looked like was going to be a really aggressive and very fruitful play just proves to be disaster for 100 Blifted. Very heavily in favor here of Charlotte Phoenix as they're up 4-1. Ninja, the last one standing still on the Omen. See if he can pull off a flashy play. He's been known to do it many a time, but this is still a tall order.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the shorty with, in my opinion, the best shorty skin. It is the Viper.
Yeah.
The Viper shorty skin. He had that Viper contract for probably a long time to get that one, and he also got the charm on the side. It's good. It looks good. It's got this nice crisp green glow to it, but he may be trying to keep that for the next round. Of course, only 200 credits is what it costs, but he's not really expecting to come out with a whole lot of frags. Looking at the opposite side, though, Spirit, he's got the Ghost, likely going to be looking for that op play in the following round, and Casey, he's got the Vandal. So that actually is going to be carried forward. And that's huge. Considering the gun round that is about to occur for the side of 100 Blifted, that's an assault rifle moving forward into the next round. That's 2 assault rifles now on the board here for the attack. And of course, they're going to have to rifle up against the defense, who just bought. This is their first full buy. This is their gun round. And there's a lot that I think the attack can work with instead of just the usual 4 Spectres or 5 Spectres across the board.
Yeah, we'll keep a close eye on KZ. He is rocking the op, is 3-0. Looks like he's going to try to get a pick out early onto long B, although it's Ninja who gets the first one onto Spirits. He gets taken out. Morg saw what he needed to see. He knows, they're going to be heading his way. And the spike is still kind of hovering around. Looks like they want to make a play on to B. They're not going to have the TP out of there from that side, at least anytime soon. Ninja holding it down in hookah, but not holding it down for long as the Spectre wins that gunfight at the hands of Anger.
That's a pretty important pick for the side of Charlotte Phoenix. The more frags they can get, the harder it becomes for 100 Blifted to carry on into the rounds ahead. Shot for KZ, trying to predict one behind the double box, and no one is there. They'll use Exalt as the guinea pig to push in onto the site, and he'll find a couple of members hiding in the back. Lex going to be the one that comes out on top, but unfortunately, that ultimate will not be fruitful. In fact, it is one of the members that will end up falling, so they'll call the rotate, like the play, but there is one on the site. It's Grego. He's ready for this push. They're all going to be coming in through the showers, and now posted up behind the Tetris. Let's see how he deals with him.
He's got a sweet skin, too. He's going to drop the paint can and the Roomba. Lex is able to get one, though, as reinforcements are here. Anger trying to peel back a little bit, try to get a little bit of help, but Exalt isn't going to be able to do it because he's dead. Anger now pushing, is able to get one as Vegas goes down. Lex trades it out, however, and that's a big round for 100 Blifted.
Yeah, they needed to win that. There was there was no excuse there to not win that round. They had the weaponry. On the opposite side, they didn't. Well, rather, in some cases they forced up, and in some cases they didn't. They kept some of the weapons from the previous round. But now you're seeing a mixed bag. The Salvation Army bin has been fruitful to some, but not to others. So, sheriffs, operators, rifles, they've got it all on the attack. But for the defense, they're still holding strong. But the main thing to point out is that the economy sucks for both sides. So, a very important round to win, and the next few rounds will be very telling of how these teams want to play it. There could be some force buys, but the round ahead, both teams are relatively even. And so let's see how this B setup looks for Charlotte Phoenix.
Yeah, Spirit able to spot one there with the drone. The shock dart's not going to connect because Ninja wisely gets the heck out of dodge in that corner there. He's still going to be watching. Exalt, you see once again, it looks like a desire to push out onto B, but again, he has that TP behind him. They can bail out at any moment. KZ was able to spot one. He's going to get concussed. Has to back off just a little bit for the time being. You see Ninja on your minimap is still hanging out in hookah as well. They have two members over on A side. Ninja now starting to push up a little bit more with what I think is probably the Swedish judge skin, by the way. Slowly creeping upward.
That smoke is about to dissipate at any moment. And there it goes. It's gone. That's the orbital strike to help the push on towards the B site. But it's still Charlotte Phoenix. They're held up in the choke point at the octagon. And it's Mork who's ready for the potential attack backwards. It's Lex that gets caught between a rock and a hard bullet from the side of Cherms. But it's so far a trade back and forth between two teams. So far, it is just down to 2 here for the defense. But it's the 2v2 at the end of it all as the craziness subsides. And now things start to slow down. Casey tries to get this spike planted, but Ninja, he wants to get involved, tries to get those pre-fire shots over through the smoke, not going to connect, and now it's just down to him. He's going to find that frag, and now it's the 1v1. Can pick up an upgrade off the ground if he chooses, but the jiggle peek will work out. Ninja! That's what I'm talking about. Evening us out 2-2, and potentially now looking for a weapon upgrade. There is an operator on the ground. He's going to pick it up, and that's a sweet upgrade for the defense.
Yeah, but I'm still kind of sad about the judge skin. I'm kind of sad it's not there anymore, but looks like Ninja is going to be keeping the op. And folks, we are going to cut to a very quick listen in for 100 Blifted. They tied it up 2-2. Let's see how this next round sounds on their side.
On the minimap, by the way.
Okay, I should have been staring at it. Eco here, I'm gonna grab an SMG. Fuck it.
What do I do?
I'm gonna try and get orbit showers.
I think we jiggle peek or just hold hookah, Ninja. I'm gonna flash for you if they come up long. Or coming up hookah at least one.
One outside showers of the dig.
Flashing this for you. Stunning into hookah.
Here, I'm fucking flashing.
She's rushing into there. Outside.
I know
She's defaulting, I think, but she's just trying to make something happen.
Wow.
Well, I just fucking
Yeah, she knew that.
Her.
Their jet likes to do plays like that.
Yeah, like I've got double trip and camo. Watch bathroom.
Clear.
Okay.
I'm gonna Lex. I'm gonna give you.
Yeah, he's getting orb in bathroom.
Hang out short.
Got one.
Yeah, I'm pushed through hookah.
Smoke
Could be
today.
long.
Smoking it. I'm nading showers.
Cubby in short.
I'm gonna go heaven.
Flanking.
Short still.
Bomb down in showers, I think.
Bathroom.
Go short. Bathroom short. I'm not taking this.
Let's go,
Bro.
Greg.
Yo.
Farming eco frags. Let's go.
Oh, they don't give me
Lex,
the eco frag.
good comms, man. When you said that she was in there, it's like you heard stomping around. I'm like, okay, here we go. Held the angle. She freaking jumped in. It was too fast. Missed my shot. Back down through my blind. She dashed out fully blind. No
It's
scope.
hot, dude.
Mouth.
It's hot.
All right, Lex, listen.
smokes.
I'm gonna jiggle long. If they throw a cam or make any presence, I'm gonna ult down long. If they don't, I'm gonna ult through shower.
What
time.
a round. What a round indeed out of 100 Blifted. In my opinion, Simo, a far cry from how communication sounded for Charlotte Phoenix. A couple of nice shots out of Grego and Ninja, and they take that round rather decisively.
I'm not gonna lie. Hold up. Let's hold that thought for a second. As Ninja's in a very tough spot, has to kind of run back towards safety. As Moore gonna be pushing down long, does not find the frags that he needs, and it's the flash from Lex to support him. But unfortunately, Morg will not live to see the light of day or the flashes of his own curveballs either. They'll use the running back as well to push onto the side, and Exalt will find a great entry as he's trying to weed out the elbow, and it's Lex that'll help that clone go back to its rightful spot, back down long. And for the attack, they got the spike down. The rest of the defense, they're kind of struggling to keep things controlled here. It's just down to one. It's Vegas, and they know exactly where he is, and I don't see him lasting much longer. But back to my earlier point, the comms of 100 Blifted, those feel like pug comms to me. They're hilarious. I know there are a couple of F-bombs. You can't help it. These guys are gamers. They like to get emotional. They like to get involved. But they're just like, oh yeah, I dunked on him. That no-scope, dude, I got him, dude. Like, they're just so loosey-goosey with it. They just don't care. They're just chilling, having a good time. There's a couple of strategic comms in there, but for the most part, it just feels like a couple of friends having some quick pugs.
Yeah, and you know, so far those couple quick pugs, at least on this map, are paying off as we're tied up 3-3. It's still, I mean, you know, when you think about the map and how it's designed, you expect 100 Blifted to come out of this ahead. So we'll see whether or not the pans out. Mork gets the opening pick here on this map. You see the spike hanging out towards the back, but the Cypher rotating over on A, maybe try to make a little noise. Ninja with some clean shots, buttery smooth onto KZ. Looking for the second one and gets it. Line him up and knock him down. Ninja's playing well.
You know, there's something to be said about conditioning when it comes to how this map is going to play out moving forward, especially in this first half. How many times have you and I seen Ninja in hookah? It almost feels like every round, but let's hypothetically say that we haven't seen him in hookah. Where have we seen him? On the B site. And so what does that mean for Charlotte Phoenix? Are they going to start to expect him at hookah? Maybe. And as a result, they might make calls off of that. But if the team is smart enough to realize what they're doing in terms of the conditioning, they will switch things up round after round. In some cases, it may not even need to be that way because they'll just find picks, similar to how they've been doing on this map. But in the long term, that type of conditioning might really create a hole of weakness if Charlotte Phoenix are able to pick up on it.
And again, Ninja has played so well. He's 7-3 right now, all off of holding off hookah. By the way, worth noting, that's the first time we see Charlotte Phoenix go A. So we'll keep an eye on that. When you've got, and you know, it could be because they don't have the Sage, so they can't set up that short wall on a short to get out onto the side as quickly as they can, and the smokes to follow up on it. But it's just interesting to see how heavily they're favoring B, as it looks like they want to go for it again. Ninja working the angle. He's going to fake his way out as Morg gets dropped at the hands of Anger. Ninja plays aggressive. He gets one, not able to get the second one, and Exalt gets it. Lex trades it out, and KZ the finishing one on it, and that's going to leave things in a 3v2 narrowly in favor of Charlotte Phoenix. And as I say that, of course, we're tied up 2-2.
That's going to be the showstopper that comes through. Grego trying to send it through the tin can, but on the opposite side is KZ. That shot's not going to connect, or it will penetrate and take Grego down to 77. Not quite sure what happened there, but it's the 1v2 with that spike down, and Grego needs to push in. So they know exactly where he is. There's going to be a cross set up by Churms, and that's going to be a great kill from Grego. So this is still very doable. Up over the tuna can, and it's the headshot that connects. Yes, 100 Blifted, 11-4 for Grego. No assists needed. The defuse comes through, and 100 Blifted, they got the 2-0 lead.
And that was Raze doing Raze things right there. Grego played that so well. The snap as he exited hookah window was beautiful, and then the headshot at the end up over the site was just perfect. Grego played that so well. And you know, when you're in a situation like that, when you're in a 1v2 or 1v3, oftentimes you find yourself like, well, you know, do we save? Do we just keep money? No, he went for it, very aggressive, and it paid off. Very well played by Grego. We see a little bit of swap of weapons. Ninja opting for the Phantom this time around, and he's gonna play aggressively. Yeah, he spots one. The Bolt is gonna spot him. However, as KZ ults, he's got the shorty, and it connects. Ninja goes down.
Yeah, and they will pick up a weapon upgrade as well. It's the eco round for the attack, so expect that Phantom to either do some damage or none at all. So we see an early shot. Morg not able to land it. Casey will use the upgraded weapon from Ninja to take out Lex, and that'll force that spike to get planted. So now that they'll get another weapon into the mix, this is a very doable round for the attack to keep things a little bit more competitive. We'll see how the rest of the defense try to push forward. It's going to be Morg that pushes in from elbow alongside Vegas. On the opposite side, though, it is going to be Grego that is trying to hold down the line from Labs. Still a very difficult push to push forward. Grego finds KZ with what I assume are the paint shells in that back corner there. Now creating a little bit of space. Still very chaotic, but that spike's ticking, and the defense need to act now or never. So they find another one, down to the 3v3. Things are getting just a little bit more doable, but that spike's ticking. Have we forgotten that it's ticking? They're all about to blow up, and Vegas, he's going to get taken out finally by the long-range stinger, and the defense a little indecisive on the act there. Still around goes over to Charlotte Phoenix.
That could have gone very easily in 100 Blifted's manner. And the main thing I want to point out there is that Grego, once again, with late round heroics, almost did it. He got two there when the spike, 2 or 3 kills, when the spike was down and things looked all but lost for 100 Blifted. And he tried evening. Why was that so difficult to say? Evening it out. Unfortunately came just a little short, and Charlotte Phoenix was able to put up around an important round, but Grego with the hot hand so far and a slow start here out of Vegas. You hear the run it back come out. More gets popped, even though his opponent was flashed, and the spike creeping its way up onto B again. That seems to be a very comfortable set piece there.
So just to give everyone a little bit of an update, Cloud9 2-0, Gen G 2-0. So those two teams will move forward. But in our pregame, we kind of did touch on that they are highly contested teams. There's no kidding that they are able to push forward. But the round at hand is starting to go over to 100 Blifted. Lex, unstoppable here. The flash is good because KZ does not know what to do, but a great tailwind gets him out of dodge there. But still, another one will follow. He will teleport through, down to 72, and now they will start to come through Lex. It's the 360 tango that Lex manages to win. And he will find the 3K on the round. Beautiful stuff, and quite honestly, some beautiful moves out of him. Give the round over towards 100 Blifted. 6-4 the scoreline with 2 remaining in the half, including this one. Charlotte Phoenix, we are starting to see them start to falter a little bit. And for the side of 100 Blifted, we are starting to see them to shine.
Yeah, and the T side, I know we mentioned this earlier. T side's tough. T side's tough on this map. I think if they can get to something like 7-5, they feel really good going into CT. So if you're fans of 100 Blifted or, a couple of players on there, you really want to see them take the next 2 rounds. Going to half at 8-4, you're going to feel a whole lot better as look at the stack into Hookah. It looks like they're very heavily committing to that play here. Look at him go through, stacking up as a death ball of 5. But Morg stops it in its tracks. He's able to get one as Spirit drops. They're going to continue to push forward anyway. However, Morg gets flash. He has to drop off. Ninja's able to get one. KZ trades it out. Morg with the flash up close and personal terms, winning that gunfight with the frenzy of all things. As Vegas gets on to Anger, it's a 3v2. And that changes almost instantly. Grego once again with an important kill. Terms goes down. KZ drops as well. What looked like was a very heavy save round for Charlotte Phoenix goes again in favor of 100 Blifted.
So now we are entering into the last round. And for 100 Blifted, we could very well see, based on the momentum that they've had and quite honestly, the confidence to really take some of these duels towards... Oh, that's a feels bad, man. That's a feels bad, man. Yeah, I think the confidence here could take us to 8-4. But once we swap to the half, Bind is probably the closest to being an even map. I think the percentage is 51% to 49 in favor of the defense. And to be quite honest, that's nothing. That's peanuts, So Charlotte still have many an opportunity to try to keep things a little bit more even. But for the side of the attack, they've now got the executes going. Smokes are down, arrows are out, and they'll get that spike down.
Yeah, and this is, I think, the first time all series that we've seen a spike go down without blood being shed. As the spike goes down, there's the showstopper. Grego looking for something a little bit aggressive. Not going to spot anyone quite yet, but as he continues to work that angle, he might Morgan Vegas get one more, gets the last one. Grego follows it up, and Churms, the last one standing, trying to put up some heroics. Is certainly going to help as he gets one, gets the second. Not able to get the third as Lex finishes off the round in 8-4. I mentioned that that's what they would want to go into half at, to feel better going into the second half, and, well, folks, they did it.
Yeah, they could potentially take us to another map here, and I have a feeling that we will not be seeing that as Immortals is out of the tournament. So
What?
that's a thing. That's a thing, but it happens. Echo 8 might just have this newfound strength, this newfound ability to stick it to the man, and they've definitely proven that they can. Now, again, maybe Immortals is not up to par today, woke up on the wrong side of the bed, who knows? But it's a 2-0 victory for Echo 8.
Holy smokes. All right. I need to there's a lot to talk. There's a lot to talk about there, but let's focus on the matter at hand here. The Roomba's gonna come out, and looks like it got shot off. Morg entries with the flash and nothing doing. You see Churms have to back off because he knows there's quite a death ball coming from around, but he's able to get one through the smoke, gets the second. Grego trades it out, but at this point, everyone and their mother knows where the play is, and that's on to A. The spike looks like it's gonna attempt to go down, hasn't dropped quite yet. Spirit with some clean shots. You see the flash come out. Is the kill gonna come through? No, nothing doing quite yet, as it will look like a very awkward interaction eventually pans out. That's a big round for Charlotte Phoenix. They needed to start off this half well, and they did it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the spike doesn't go down. They don't get a bonus 300, and in these early rounds, that can go a long way. You know, that could be an ability, or that can be, you know, a core ability. Like Sage's Wall is what, 300, I think, if I recall correctly. So,
Yes.
I mean, we don't see a Sage here right now, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it could actually be quite helpful for the attack. So, they're going to default back down to pistols, of course. No intention of forcing up anytime soon. They've got a little bit of a buffer. It does look like we'll be at 8-6 after this, but still, anything is possible. We saw in that previous half, some of these rounds were won based off of an eco, so that might be the case here as well. But still, theoretically, the gun advantage should be overwhelming for the attack.
It's a slow start here, but once again, a push on to B. I can't help but wonder if the reason we aren't seeing A as much as we normally do is because there's no Sage Wall. The flash comes out, and it should tag up a good number of folks there. Again, a very heavy push out onto B. Lex is able to get one, and Anger drops one and the spike. However, traded out by Grego coming in from hookah window. The fire from there was just way too much. KZ gets one, and Lex trades it back out, and that's going to leave things in a 3v2. The spike drops, and now the enemy isn't just the other team, but the clock as well.
Still 2 remain, and we talked a little bit about how this can get a little crazy. So down to 2, the 2v2 rather. We'll see how the swing comes through. Churms with 1, Churms with 2. Lets that lawnmower rip, and there's some fresh cut grass there near the spike. It's 2 bodies of 100 Blifted, and Charlotte Phoenix, they're catching up, but we kind of expected it. It got a little close, not gonna lie. That was a very expensive round for the defense. A lot of weapons now out of play. Yes, it's brought back into the swing of things. Casey somehow can afford heavy armor and an operator, and a lot more than just that, some abilities too. That's a man that knows how to save. I need him to be looking at my stocks and my savings portfolios. But around here for 100 Blifted that they can take if they are able to. The weapons are now online, and we'll see how this gun round bodes for them.
Yeah, again, this should be good against good here, so I need to see a little something out of 100 Blifted if they want to keep this thing alive. KZ with a rare miss with the op on the opening seconds of the round. KZ goes in, drops right back out. Still going to try to keep that op as the flash comes out from Exalt, and there was the backup there to trade it out. Lex, yeah, gets Spirit, but drops as well. And Exalt, now we see him cheat out over onto Hookah. And it looks like the spike, for the first time this half, really for the, I believe, third time all map, is going to be cheating over onto A.
Still a little split here, and no pun intended because we are not on split, we're on bind, but the team is taking the divide and conquer approach. But this force that is held around B long can quite quickly rotate over, and that's 2 that'll funnel through. Terms is in a great position with the Spectre, and he's going to be patient. But they see him! They see him! Yes, they do! Only a 1-for-1 so far. Grego, he now pushes forward with the Showstopper. That's going to be used to clear out potentially Heaven if it ends up going there, or the Vent. So far, no one there. The Vent will be the choice, and now Grego backs away. Still KZ's got the op, misses the jiggle peek. Actually, I think lands it with the penetration through the box, but Ninja will survive, wins that duel. Exalt now helping even things out to the 2v2. And now here comes the curveball. It can flash. Oh, no, you hate to see it. Exalt. That's not the first time. So we'll see how they start to defuse the spike, as it's still going to be the push forward that they need to work with. Grego, unfortunately, looks in the wrong direction, but he repositions. I like this play. They start spraying through. They're trying to retreat, but it's not going to cut it. Vegas now hiding behind the Tetris block, but can he make the pieces fit? No, he cannot. Exalt with 4. After an embarrassing curveball, he redeems himself.
Yeah, you know, if you get 4 frags, but you botch the curveball, I'm okay with that.
It evens out.
Yeah,
it evens out.
But, you know, interesting to see Grego there when he was looking the other way coming out of lamps. Fire had already come from there. It was interesting that he didn't turn around to try to fight, and he just tried repositioning for it as well. Could have easily ended a different way, but either way, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles, as 100 Blifted still find themselves up 1 round as we enter into round 16. Economy should be relatively even, as the set piece, at least in the opening moments of this map, are very passive. It doesn't look like they really want to commit to anything yet. A little bit of wait and see. You see Spirit using the Owl Drone trying to spot anyone, and there's nothing doing quite yet. It's so passive that the spike is yet to leave. So it looks like they're going to try to play for picks early on, try to get some info, and then commit out onto a fight, which I have strong thoughts on, but either way, it seems to be what 100 Blifted is going for.
Morg trying to have a look in. Exalt is there. He hears the flash come through, has a flash of his own. Hopefully he can land it this time. There we go. That's good. So they all get flashed and they start to run. He mows them down. Still 1 more remain. That blast back is not going to cut it. It does, though, onto Spirit, but still it is 4 that remain. Almost a flawless round, and Charlotte Phoenix have caught up. We're tied up here, and it's been 4 rounds since we swapped halves, and 100 Blifted, they lost their first gun round. This is the second gun round that they'll be able to contest with the opposition. We'll see how they do. So far, it looks like it's a poise towards A, at least in the current setup. We'll see what it ends up actually being as they rotate around within their spawn area.
This match has lived up to the tail of the tape as we tie up again 8-8 here in the second map of this best of 3. Leaning towards B, you hear the run it back come out as Exalt goes through. The TP is going to flash on the entry, not spot anyone. I believe he was spotted. However, you see him hunting for a kill, and the run it back is going to run out. He's going to be TP'd all the way back to Garden. Not with any info or any kills dropped in exchange for it. It looks like they want to go on to B. Once again, seems to flash himself. There's the ult coming out. Didn't look like it connected onto anyone. As Exalt drops, Morg drops as well. As Spirit and Terms follow it up with 3, make that 4. And there's 1 left on the side of 100 Blifted.
It is, of course, Ninja. Unfortunately, talking a little bit about Ninja, we're not seeing the same gusto that we saw on Haven. And considering this is Charlotte Phoenix's map pick, maybe that's why. Maybe 100 Blifted haven't had a whole lot of time spent on a map like Bind, and quite honestly, maybe there hasn't been a whole lot of Omen theory crafting from the side of Ninja or really for the team. Not a whole lot that we don't know, of course. We don't get to see 100 Blifted play often. They are, of course, playing in the PAX Arena tournament, so maybe we'll see them shape up even a little bit more come that time. But this is a great practice. Win or lose, this is great practice for them. So early pick here, early 2 picks, and that operator, it really sings for KZ.
How you gotta be so bad? KZ getting the 2 opening shots, and maybe that's why you don't see a whole lot of play onto A. You see KZ looking for another. But Ninja did get onto the back line. He's going to get cleaned up. Anger gets 1 as well. We'll see what Lex is able to do with the Sheriff, and not a whole lot else in a 1v5. This is, yeah, that's hard. That's hard. A flawless round out of Charlotte Phoenix.
Terms shot The sheriff, I'm sure hoping that he didn't shoot the deputy either, because he's going to need some of those moving into the next round. A whole crew of deputies on the side of Charlotte Phoenix that are preparing for the round at hand. And on the opposite side, the sheriffs are starting to rebel. They've got themselves a gun round on the docket, and we'll see if that decides to make an impact. But Doug, looking at the rounds that have unfolded before us, it's been 6 straight for Charlotte Phoenix, and they have no intention of stopping anytime soon. I worry that this is starting to get out of hand, and they may just close things out in the next few rounds.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We'll see what kind of life they have left in. Keep an eye on the ultimates. Well, Lex, that's certainly going to help things as KZ drops. But yeah, keep an eye on the ultimates that are available. That might prove to be the difference maker. Exalt's going to wall off and hold down Hookah as best as he can. You see the spike on the minimap hovering over on the A site, but has not committed onto a site yet. That said, they still have the numbers on the T side. They have the options to make something happen, but Exalt evens it up at 4-4.
Still going to be, like you said, the 4v4, and that's quite crucial. Unfortunately, the blast pack not going to connect for Grego. We'll see if the showstopper will end up connecting, down to 50% in terms of the time duration. Terms gets aggressive, smells the run it back come through, and he will end up on top. A beautiful orbital strike. Let's see who ends up gets cooked alive. It's 3. It's a pot roast for Charlotte Phoenix, and he's looking full now after a great round.
Holy smokes, that could not have gone any worse. Anger dropped that orbital strike to perfection. Oftentimes you see orbital strikes used to buy time, but no, he freaking cooked all of 100 Blifted there, and that's going to be 7 rounds in a row. KZ and the rest of Charlotte Phoenix are looking to put the finishing touches on this thing and advance to the semifinals. That might have been the straw that breaks the camel's back.
I'm speechless after that. The last time I saw orbital strikes this effective was actually a few days ago. It was Angel in the European scene. He knows exactly where to put him, and I'm starting to think Anger, he's taking a couple of notes. Seems to be these brimstones with the first letter of A that are doing a great job. Spirit opens up with the frag, and this may be the nail in the coffin as he finds 2 before he gets taken down. That's a crucial frag for Lex to find, but at what cost? 2 members now lay at the wayside. Ninja trying to get aggressive, but has this worked before? Yes, it has, and it's going to work right now as he finds Terms. It evens things out ever so slightly, and now as the tempo slows down, it is just up to Ninja now in the 1v3. The Charlotte hyenas, they smell that there's some fresh meat hiding around somewhere, and they're now on the hunt.
Ninja in a tough situation here. He's about to get a chance with Anger on the right. Spots him, not able to land the shots. The Phoenix was just, the Phantom was just better there out of Anger as Ninja goes down, and that's going to put things at match point. 100 Blifted, 1 round away from getting 2-0'd here in the opening moments, the opening series of this tournament. And look, Simo, I know we talked about this a lot before the match started, but this was not the outcome I expected.
No, it is not, but this is the kind of thing that you need to start to expect. Once halves swap, it can get really, really convincing as to who really prefers what side. And we're seeing Charlotte Phoenix, why they picked this map. They like the defense, and they're not letting 100 Blifted take anything at all. They try to take an inch, and they do not even give them a millimeter here. We're seeing now the push in, switches to the pistol. Ninja gets pushed into the connector, or did he get pushed? Because he seems to now want to recommit over towards B. The rest of the team fighting for control on this A site. Vegas going to find 1. Grego will trade as well. And it's looking a little bit better now for 100 Blifted, but the weaponry still not as ideal as I'm sure that they would like. It's going to be Exalt holding down the B site, and it's the rotation from KZ. He's going to find Ninja and Hookah as we now look to Exalt's perspective. KZ will find exactly who I was just referring to, but it's just down to 1 now for the defense. The quick flick from KZ will not connect. And finally, 100 Blifted, they will answer back. And we saw this in the previous map. It was close. They were climbing until, of course, the nail in the coffin finally came through. But look at how many rounds Charlotte Phoenix were able to take. Is it too late, Doug? Is it too late?
Yeah, I don't think so. And here's why. They had a longer runway to try to get back into this thing in the last one, and they made it close. Here, they're just a couple of rounds behind. Yeah, they dropped, 8 rounds in a row, and that doesn't feel good. But they're closer this time, and I think that's really important. Exalt's going to get knocked up there in Garden and get flashed. The CC for days sucks, but he did get the information that he needed. Going to peek out, jump right back in, prepares the flash, but doesn't push forward. No, I think not all is lost for 100 Blifted. The tenacity that we've seen out of this roster in the past tells me that there's still a chance.
Spirit sending that owl drone out, and unfortunately for the attack, they'll have to give up a lot of that ground that they were able to gain, looking for control of that ult orb down long, and now they'll start to send those forces forward, looking for more control. Once again, it's the defense that are now trying to read this as the A push. A lot of control has been gained from Churms. Look how deep he is. He's all the way by Dust now at this point, and that'll give him all the information that they need, and as a result, Anger will pull back. He's going to go back towards B. A lot of the information tells that it's not A. It never has been A, and it never will be A. Spirit, he's got the op here. Shot's going to connect onto Greg, but he'll be traded quickly by some of those paint shells. Exalt will find jumping Lex through. The spray's almost good, and he hides in the fire. It was the run it back all along. Anger will get the cross, and now Ninja, quick shot with the op, looking for that second. It's KZ on the side. Ninja, yes, one more, but it's the clip that runs dry, and 100 Blifted's dreams that will run dry as well. The 2-0 victory from Charlotte Phoenix. 2 0s across the board. What a series here from 100 Blifted.
Yeah, and they showed out. They did what they could. They tried making it work there, but it was just too much. And look, Grego leading the lobby at 22-14. That guy had himself a field day. Ninja with a much more meager of a performance relative to what we saw last time, but 13-15 is nothing to scoff at. Vegas had a slow map. Morg had a slow map as well. That said, I liked what I saw out of Charlotte Phoenix. I really did.
Yeah, looking at Vegas, yes, he's a new addition. Yes, he's bottom fragging at this point in this round, and even in the previous map, he didn't have the greatest performance. But you have to wonder, he's a last-minute addition, probably had no anticipation of playing today, thrown into a team dynamic that not likely, but Sony knows a hell of a lot better than, of course, Vegas. And so still have to tip our hat to him even coming in the first place, for him showing up to this great event, to this great tournament, and still trying his best.
And that's the